faith out there, there are Christians out there who are getting a little bit tired of Donald Trump. Maybe they're getting tired of trying to defend him. Maybe they're getting tired of the things that he says and the things that he does. Maybe they're getting tired of trying to justify supporting him even to themselves because of the things he does, the things he says, the lies he tells. I don't know. But they're using this language to try to scare believers into voting for, well, what did Pope Francis say a couple of weeks ago? The lesser of two evils. Well, he's a liar, but she's a demon. Well, he's an adulterer, but she's a witch. Well, he's this, but she's evil. She's Jezebel's spirit. She's whatever. It's pathetic, right? It really is pathetic. Like if you have to justify voting for that guy by claiming his opponent is literally a demon, then there's something wrong. You have to justify supporting this character, and the only thing you can do is to label somebody with such ridiculous labels, right? And we're not even touching on the socialist or the Marxist or the communist nonsense that people throw her way, that people try to have stick to her. No. We're talking about just these. Okay, so if you have to do that, then the person your position is untenable. You can't maintain it because you're using lies to justify why you're voting the way you're voting. You're using lies to try to convince others to vote your way. You're using fear to try to get others to vote your way. You have an untenable situation. Your candidate is ineffective. Your candidate is not a good candidate. Your candidate doesn't deserve your support. But let's, just for the sake of argument, say that these people aren't being literal. Right? And it is people. It's not one person. I did a video a while back because Christian leaders, we'll call them, were claiming that she's a demon. And there are others who are claiming that she's a witch. And there are others that are claiming that has Jezebel's spirit. And others who are claiming she's evil. And so they're using these very, very loaded words. Right? For a Christian, these are very loaded words. These words carry great import. But let's say they're just being metaphorical. Just comparing, right? Simile and metaphor. That's what we're doing here. This is just simile and metaphor. We don't mean she's a literal demon. We just mean she is demon-like, right? She reminds me of some demons that I've met. She reminds me of the demons that are in the New Testament that are discussed. So here's the thing. If you're going to use these terms to describe her, and you're not being literal, you're just being metaphorical, then what I would challenge you instead is to say, like if you're talking to believers, that is. So I guess I'm speaking to those Christian leaders out there who may be speaking to their supporters and their viewers, saying, hey, she's evil. So even though you don't like that guy, and even though that guy doesn't really look like a Christian, we want you to support him because she's evil, she's bad, she's like a demon. Instead, why don't you go to ask yourself how she compares to Christ. Right? Is she Christ-like? Ask yourself if she's Christ-like. Are her policies Christ-like? Is she un-Christ-like? Are her policies un-Christ-like? And then, like with a pen and paper, write down which of her policies are un-Christ-like. Which of her policies run counter to the message of the gospel. That's a much more effective way of doing it. It's a much more honest and sincere way of doing it. It's a better, more rational, reasonable way of doing it. Doing it this way makes you look less crazy. It makes you look less ridiculous. It makes you look like, well, you still look like a bad ambassador for God, but less so.